When you step into the role of a security leader, identity and access management becomes one of your most critical areas of focus. In the cloud, identity is the new perimeter. It's how users, services, and applications interact, and how attackers try to gain entry. In this session, you'll explore the key elements of IAM, understand different authentication factors, learn how access risks emerge, and get familiar with the security capabilities available in modern IAM platforms. When you're responsible for securing identities in your organization, one of the first things you need to understand is how authentication factors work. These factors are the foundation of verifying whether a user or even a system is truly who or what it claims to be. They fall into three main categories. Something you know, like a password or PIN, something you have, such as a smart card, an authenticator app, or a FIDO2 key, and something you are, which refers to biometric identifiers like fingerprints or facial recognition. Your leadership focus should be on enforcing multi-factor authentication everywhere. Relying on a single factor, especially passwords, just isn't enough in today's threat landscape. Passwords can be guessed, stolen, or phished. But when you layer in a second or third factor, you make it significantly harder for attackers to break in. MFA is one of the most impactful security upgrades you can make, and it's often the quickest win with the greatest return. Your role is to champion it, not just implement it, so that secure access becomes a default, not an exception. When you're managing identity and access in today's cloud-first world, you have to think well beyond login screens. IAM is really about controlling what users, services, and applications can access, and what they're allowed to do once they're in. That's where the real risk lies. You'll deal with challenges like over-permissioned accounts, where users or systems have far more access than they actually need. You'll face the threat of credential theft through phishing, exposed tokens in repositories, or compromised CI/CD pipelines. On top of that, there's often limited visibility into privileged accounts, shadow admins, or third-party applications that connect to your environment without adequate oversight. And let's not forget about stale accounts, those lingering identities of employees or contractors who've already left but still have access. In a cloud or hybrid setup where identities span across platforms and providers, these risks multiply. Your goal as a security leader is to shrink the attack surface. That means granting only the access that's needed for only as long as it's needed. Nothing more, nothing less. When you treat access as a dynamic, time-bound privilege instead of a permanent entitlement, you make your environment significantly harder to compromise. To truly secure your environment, you need more than just strong passwords. You need a powerful IAM toolkit that gives you control, visibility, and agility. As a security leader, your responsibility is to guide your organization in implementing these key capabilities, not just for compliance, but to build an identity-first security model that supports the business. Start with role-based access control. It allows you to assign permissions based on defined roles rather than individual users, making access consistent, auditable, and scalable. Then, add just-in-time access, which grants elevated privileges only when needed, reducing the risk of long-term admin access being misused. You'll also want to implement privileged identity management. This capability helps you control and monitor access to sensitive roles and resources, especially administrative accounts, so nothing slips through the cracks. Combine that with conditional access policies, which let you enforce smarter, context-aware controls based on things like device compliance, user risk, or location. It's a critical step toward zero trust. Next, Invest in identity protection and risk detection tools. Services like Microsoft Entra ID Protection help you detect leaked credentials, unfamiliar logins, and risky behaviors before they escalate. And don't overlook identity governance. This includes lifecycle management, access reviews, and entitlement controls to make sure the right people have the right access, and that it's removed the moment it's no longer needed. Your role isn't just to enable these tools, it's to integrate them into a strategy where identity becomes an enabler of secure access, not a barrier. Done right, IAM doesn't slow your teams down. It empowers them to move faster with confidence and control. So, what's your leadership takeaway? Strong IAM isn't just about keeping attackers out. It's about giving the right people the right access at the right time, with full visibility and accountability. As cloud complexity grows, your leadership in IAM will directly shape the security, agility, and trustworthiness of your digital ecosystem. Lead with identity, and the rest will follow.